Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back.
Good morning and welcome to Run It Back. It's Thursday, which, as we like to tell you, is almost like a Friday for us here at Run It Back. The introductions. Stadium Insider, Charania, with the leather today. Why are you so serious?
We're just mixing it up.
Okay, fine.
Mixing it up.
Chandler P.
Leather jackets, are they in?
Yeah, never. Leather never goes out, ever. Lou Will on the end. I like this too. You got
always
sparkles.
Comfortable, Michelle.
Always comfortable. I know. This is what we do.
But how about you?
It's
You
like
got a nice little. Looks like a
sweatshirt,
jacket.
but
Looks like a
a
suit.
jacket.
I came to party, but I want to be warm.
Yeah. I don't think that was complimentary at all.
We're definitely warm.
I came to
Turn on the air.
We're sweating. But we have some news, breaking news. It's not like football today. Thank goodness. Who can keep up with that? But Kawhi Leonard probably loved that he got overshadowed. What happened here, Shams?
Massive. I mean, it's classic Kawhi Leonard. It came out of nowhere. No one had any idea of the announcement. The Clippers signed him to a 3-year, $152.4 million contract extension. Clearly, he wants to be in LA long term. And the two interesting details I'm told, Michelle. No player option in this deal. Usually, you know, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, they've had player options. He had a player option for next year at $48 million. He's going to make $52 million next year, then $50 in year 2, and then another 50 during the 2026-27 season. He's under contract at least through 2027, and it's also $8.5 million under his max deal. So he had a chance to get up to $161 million. He signs for just under $153, and this sets the stage for Paul George now. This sets the stage for him to potentially sign an extension this season. They came together to Los Angeles. They signed the same extension a few years ago, and now I think Kawhi Leonard's commitment to the franchise, sacrifice clearly as far as the money, they have a lot of issues moving forward as far as you think about the second apron, you think about the cap. That's why them taking discounts is going to help Lawrence Frank and that organization as far as how they're building. Kawhi Leonard has had a productive year. This is the most healthy season he's had in a while. And also career high, 35 minutes a night. That's glaring to me. He's logging heavy minutes. He's been healthy for the majority of it. And these are all LA players. Him, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and they all want to play and stay in LA.
That's the thing. I want to get to the money in a second too, but you mentioned it. It's the healthiest he's been in a long time. I almost am afraid to ask. I don't want to jinx anything here, but good move for the Clippers?
I think so, and I think if I'm a Clipper fan, I'm ecstatic. I think you know how much medical background that these guys go through, how many tests, how many physicals that, you know, and they have all his records, right? They have all his medical history. So to me, I see that this is great because they fully think he's healthy and he's going to be able to play. And he's shown that this year. You said 35 minutes a game. He's averaging great numbers. He's efficient. He looks strong. So this is a huge sign moving forward. We all know about the new arena coming. We all know that they want to be the top team in LA. And this is the first piece to go and you know, kind of making that super team in LA. And this kind of also answers all the questions. We always talk, who's their guy? Clearly, this is their guy.
You think?
3 years, $152 million, and that being a bargain, or that being
$8.5
a deal.
million. But that's a great point. He's the first guy. You know, him and Paul George both contract extension eligible. It wouldn't be right if Paul George signed his before Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is the guy that came first out of the two. Then he brought Paul George in with him. That was a big reason why he ended up in LA, was because Paul George was there. And Kawhi Leonard signed his extension first the last time, and I think now this sets the stage for Paul George.
And more or less for Paul George, you think?
Paul George is going to have to take under the max contract to stay in LA.
I mean, 8 doesn't seem like too big a deal to
the same lifestyle.
Right?
They signed the same
50.
extension a few years ago. They're going to, if Paul George signs an extension, it'll probably look identical to Kawhi Leonard.
At this point, too, how much bread they've made, is there really a difference?
Same lifestyle.
Yeah, like
they'll be fine. That $8 million, they'll sweep that under the rug.
Right?
You know what I'm thinking about this whole thing? Maybe this entire time Kawhi was right. He's been the poster boy for load management over the course of years, and now look at him. He's healthy. He's playing 35 minutes a game. Got a big bag on the strength of that. Maybe he was right the whole time about load management.
I'm just scared to keep talking about Kawhi. I don't want to jinx anything. I really believe talking about it too much.
I've had the privilege of sharing the locker room with that man and working with him. Super professional, works his ass off. Despite everything that people think, dude is like a robot. He works, he knows his body knows what he was going through, and at the end of it, it looks good.
And again, this is a risk, but you're paying for what you could potentially get from him. And hopefully, you know, for that organization, that franchise, and Kawhi Leonard, he stays healthy, because when he's healthy, he's shown this season he's one of the better players in the NBA. So he's getting paid off the progress and the potential that he's shown this year, how he can stay healthy. And whether it's the load management or not, he's on the floor this year, and that's all they need from him. And clearly, he's getting rewarded with a huge bag.
I like this. People getting extensions. Do we know anything about the plans moving forward for one James Harden?
James Harden isn't contract extension eligible until after the season, but when they brought him in, I know I said it at the time, you're not trading two first-round picks and a bunch of role players for just a rental of James Harden. You want James Harden to be a part of your franchise moving forward, but this sets the stage now. Like, 3-year deal, near max, slightly under. That's what they're looking at for Paul George. That's where James Harden's deal is likely going to lie as well when you think about the term length, 3 years, 2 years, whatever it may be. But James Harden, he wants to stay in LA. That's why he asked for a trade to the Clippers. He wants to be there. They want him there. And you know, but again, a lot of this still hinges on how far does this team go in the playoffs and what's their direction. They have hopes to get to the conference finals, to get to the NBA finals. You know, so if they lose before that,
this looks and sounds good until they get blasted in the first round. Hopefully that doesn't happen for them. But again, when you look at these 4 guys, they have made so much money in their career. These are the perfect 4 candidates to be able to take a pay cut to form this good team going into that new arena and being a top team in the West. So when you look at how much money they've made on the court, let alone off the court, with all their shoe deals and endorsements, these guys...
Is it ever enough, though?
Yeah, but they can afford to take a little bit of a pay cut to play together and have a good team.
All of these guys are LA born and bred guys.
That's huge.
They are heavily invested in this community. If they have a hint of success, nobody's going anywhere, I promise you that.
Yeah, why would they? I mean, look, there's a lot of time left, but...
Kawhi's going to make that $8 million up off the court anyways. It doesn't matter.
8 over 3
And
years,
some,
so it's not even. And you're getting 52, 50.
He's going to have opportunity. Now, I don't know if he's going to take them up on it, but he's going to have opportunities.
Oh, that's a good
It's not even a thing, trust me.
No.
I'm not even thinking about it. It must be nice. Moving on, we had games. Pelicans were, this is not good, y'all. Pelicans crushing. 141-105 up in San Francisco. Worst home loss during the Steve Kerr era. Ooh. Zion 19 and 7. There were 8 Pelicans last night in double figures, y'all. Steph only had 15 and 6, a very weird night for him. Here is Steve Kerr after the game.
I think we're just lacking confidence right now. You get to a stage sometimes where you just kind of lose your belief, and it happens. And that's what's happened right now with our team the last few days. I think we've just lost the spirit, the confidence that has to carry you, against talented teams night in and night out.
That is, that's rough. Reactions to that?
Sound like the beginning of the end.
They all just sound so sad. Every interview, they're just.
You got to
defeated.
think they've been on the top of the mountain for so long, man, and now that you're getting humbled and you're starting to come down, that high when you come down is real. And I think as a coach, he's starting to see that. He's probably run out of speeches at this point. He's run out of motivational things to say to these guys, and he just doesn't know which way is up at this point.
There's nothing left to do here besides make a move, and it's you look at Andrew Wiggins first, I guess, because he hasn't been there through the whole dynasty like Draymond and Klay Thompson, but. I think everyone should be on the table besides Steph Curry. And if Steph Curry wants to leave and he asks for a trade, I don't think anybody can be mad at him. He's never going to do it, but. Yeah. Can you blame him if he wants out? And again, on the other side, the guys that are going to get traded here, DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine, Siakam, all these guys that we keep hearing about, why would you want to go here? They're just going to compare everything to the years previously. They're never going to be as good as that. They're always going to be talked about comparing to that. So it's like, it's a bad situation right now.
I think Steph Curry is a big selling point, though. So to piggyback off of what you said, some of these guys looking at an opportunity to play with Steph Curry, they don't really care what they're going through. They feel like, hey, look, if I have an opportunity to play with Steph, we can change this together. So I think that's still something that the Golden State Warriors have in their favor, is you have one of the greatest shooting guards, point guards, whatever you want to call them, of all time, and a lot of guys are going to line up to play with him still.
And he's not going anywhere.
Absolutely not.
I'm just thinking the Damian Lillard thing in Portland. Can you really be mad at him if he wants out of this dumpster fire?
No one would be mad at Steph.
Right.
No one would have interest, but Steph Curry wants to finish his career with the Warriors. Chandler made a point. the mindset in Golden State right now is everyone but Steph Curry is on the table. That's their mindset. Now, realistically, there's an asterisk, right? Like, Klay Thompson, would they want to keep him long-term and keep him in Golden State? I think that's been their hope. They have not been able to reach a contract extension with him. We've talked about it. And Draymond Green just got back from an extension. Those have been their three core guys in the front office. They're big fans of Jonathan Kuminga, big fans of Brandon Podziemski. They're big fans of Trace Jackson-Davis. But Wiggins and everyone else on that roster except Steph Curry has to be in play for this team. 2 blowout losses in a row. They haven't even been close in these games. And so they're going to be looking to make moves.
The tough part is, if we know this, the other teams know that. They know their value is so low right now. If you're Andrew Wiggins, if you're Draymond, if you're Klay, so like, what can you even get for them?
The problem also is, like, you want to make moves, you want to be aggressive, but they also don't want, from what I'm told, they don't want to take long-term money back. You don't want to take another massive contract back. So you think about a guy like Zach LaVine,
can't do it,
who's making 3 years. You know, he's got almost $140 million after this season. And honestly, hanging over all this is Steve Kerr's contract status as well. He's expiring contract. There's no sign of a new deal as of right now for him either.
Wow.
And so this Warriors team, they're teetering right now. As we're just under a month until the trade deadline, I think they will be active. Everyone but Steph Curry has to be in play.
If Kerr is smart, he's like Bob Myers, and he's getting the hell out of there too.
Go back to TV or coach somewhere else?
Anywhere else, but I don't know. But this ship is going down, and he's got to.
God, that's depressing. Look, Steph is obviously very aware of it as well. Here he is. He was asked about time running out as the trade deadline approaches.
I mean, we have a standard that's pretty evident that if things stay the same, you know, that's a definition of insanity, right? Keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
So he knows.
We don't usually see Steph Curry lacking confidence.
And
like
this
that.
isn't the first time we've seen him like this. Throughout his whole career, he's always the happy-go-lucky guy. He's always the voice of reason. He's always so positive. He's not. He's frustrated. He's not having fun. You can see his facial reaction on the bench, covered his face with a towel. He's not happy. And how can he be? He's had a pretty good year. And now he's even struggling lately, trying to do so much and trying to get them out of this hole. So they need help. They need help quickly. They're not a good team, and their future is not very bright. They have some good pieces moving forward, but they got to make moves to have any sort of chance this year.
I mean, he doesn't have a big scoring night, and they lose by 36. Like, that's insane to me. All right, so trade deadline's coming. Everyone but Steph. But we know Draymond is what, around the corner? When can we expect that?
They have a 4-game road trip coming up. They play in Chicago on Friday. They play in Milwaukee on Saturday. Then they're in Memphis for Martin Luther King Day on Monday. And then they play Utah on Wednesday. The expectation is Draymond Green will be back at some point on this 4-game road trip that's coming up. He's pushing, from what I'm told, he's pushing to play soon. He's trying to get back on the court Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure he's going to be cleared by the Warriors to play Friday, Saturday. This is his first week back, ramping up. He's been practicing. He's been going hard with his teammates. But Steve Kerr spoke to it last night. They are lacking that leader, that creator, that swag, that energy that Draymond Green brings. And that's part of the reason why Draymond Green came out and said he let his team down. Like, you can't go the stretches of time. They've gone 19 games at least without him this year. 5 games with the first suspension, 14 games with this suspension. You can't go without Draymond Green for that long without, like, there's no injury. Like, he put himself in this position, and it's unfortunate for the Warriors because in a lot of ways it played a part in derailing what this year has been or could become.
And unfortunately, it's giving people reason to blame it on Draymond, too.
Sure.
So the whole reason that people are going to talk about the end of this is a lot of it's going to have to do with Draymond and Draymond not being there and getting suspended, which isn't totally fair. And Draymond will help, right? He helps defensively greatly.
He's had a great year this year.
He's had a great year. He helps with the leadership, the communication, just the flow of the offense, how he can kind of initiate offense with dribble handoffs, with playing from the elbow. So he is going to help. He's not going to help enough. He's not going to go and get 20, 30 points. He's not going to provide that scoring. He's not going to. They need to make a change. And Draymond, it will help. But again, like you said, it's everybody besides Steph. What can we get right now to help maximize Steph's couple years left? I'm
interested in knowing, you're in that locker, like let's say you guys are Steph Curry. I mean, would you really co-sign a Klay Thompson move? That one would be hard for me. That's my guy. We've been together forever. He's been nothing but a great teammate. And when we talk about everyone but Steph, it's tough with Klay.
But what if you're not getting a deal done with Klay?
If it happens, I think Klay's clearly okay with it. I think he's got that respect. He's earned that right. Where, like, they're not just going to go and ship him to Detroit. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, like, that's not going to happen.
It's going to be one of those scenarios like, Steph, what do you think? I don't know. You guys make a decision. And that's answer enough. You know what I mean? And so.
Also, if I'm Clay, I want to get out of there. Like,
Absolutely.
It's a fresh start.
But it depends on where, too.
It does, but again,
That's-
he only has a short window left to play, so why not maximize your minutes in your career?
I guess I don't even understand what the game plan. I mean, we've seen them sort of shift around. You got young guys, you got vets. You can't bench the vets, but what else are you gonna do?
If I'm the Golden State Warriors, I continue to do what I am doing. Let's just evaluate the talent that we have. Let's see what these young guys are really made of. Give them valuable minutes. Give them an opportunity to really see if they can help us win basketball games and if they're going to be on this team in the near future.
And the issue, Kuminga's solid, Moody's solid, but they don't have
What's that?
Pozinski.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure.
They don't have that. They don't have that Chet. They don't have that Wemby. They don't have even like a Brandon Miller that you can really be excited about for the future. You have great role players going forward, but they're kind of
They
stuck.
probably thought they could plug in guys around the big three, and it just hadn't worked for them. It hadn't worked in their favor, and so now you got to slow that plan down and let's see what we really have in this locker room.
And they've had a rough year. Chris Paul, he's out for the foreseeable future.
Right.
Gary Payton II, he's a major part of this team. Calf injury, now he has a hamstring strain. He's been pretty much out for the vast majority of the season. Everything that can go wrong this year has gone wrong, and we're not used to seeing this Warriors team. We're not used to seeing this. It's the way it's crumbling. We haven't seen this. The one year that they were bad a few years ago, and they got the Wiseman pick. Okay, Steph Curry got hurt. Klay Thompson was out. They had reasons. This Warriors team, those coaches on that staff, they had championship expectations for this team.
Of course.
And
why wouldn't
they have not fulfilled that.
You know, with all that said and done, I still feel like they can put a run together. That's just how.
Not count them out.
That's just how much confidence I have in Steph
Kansas
Curry.
City Chiefs.
That's just how I feel about Steph Curry.
When Draymond's on the court, you have to have that confidence.
Does
feel like
Draymond
that.
start
Absolutely.
when he comes back?
I don't think
How do
they've
you
just.
bench him?
I don't think
Listen,
they've decided. But
the offense is run through him. Defensively, they're going to be a better team. Toughness, he might be a little too tough sometimes. You know, obviously that's been a
Working
thing.
on it.
But it's needed. It's needed. They need somebody out there that can play bodyguard, that can play security for Steph Curry. And at the same time, he's going to be the guy that's going to anchor them on both ends of the floor. No way he comes off the bench, especially with them playing
And it's
like
not
this.
like they're rolling. Yeah,
Especially with them
I
playing.
mean, this is rock bottom. So if this isn't the eye-opener for Draymond, then there really won't be one. This is it. It's as bad as it gets, it looks like. We're taking a quick break here. When we come back from your Houston Rockets, Jae'Sean Tate joins the show.
Run it up, run it back, 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 run it up.
I'm the one that's putting numbers on the board. And I got this. Jae'Sean Tate. Always coming down. And we know what to rock with. Ain't no way to stop this. You know that I got this.
Fourth season in the league with the Houston Rockets, made the all-rookie team. Jae'Sean Tate joining us now from a cold Midwest area of the country. Good luck with that, by the way. Rockets 18-18. You guys are already 4 shy of last season's total. What's different?
I mean, everything. I mean, I think Coach Udoka coming in shows you guys how much of an impact he's had on us. And with the additions of, some veterans around us, our young core has been everything. And Alperen Sengun coming into his own, playing at an all-star caliber, has really been great for us as well.
Jae'Sean, like you said, it's Ime Udoka's first season as head coach of this team. What's the biggest thing that he's brought for you guys?
I think he's just given us a defensive presence, identity. We really pride ourselves on that end, and I think we've been a problem for teams. And there's going to be growing pains, and there's some games that we thought we could get away with that we have to learn from. But ultimately, we're in a way better spot than we were prior years, and we're only going to continue to get better.
Jae'Sean, you guys had a tough loss last night. Sorry about that, Sean. Did you have a follow-up question?
All you.
Teamwork.
God damn it, just saw that. You had a tough loss last night in Chicago, but good news, you got the Pistons coming up.
Come on now.
They got 3 wins, though. Is there some sort of pressure going into a game like that? You don't want to lose to those guys, right?
I wouldn't say we're worried about them as much as it is about us. Coach Silas is over there, so it's always good to see him. But you know, we're trying to get more wins on the road. We protected home at this point pretty good, but we're still trying to find a road identity. And, you know, it's a good chance that we do that tomorrow against them.
JT, you learning real fast, man. That was a great answer. Don't give him anything they can put on the clipboard with some added incentive to beat you guys. I got to ask you this. You guys added Dylan Brooks in the summertime, in the offseason. What's that been like playing with Dylan, and what does he give you guys?
It's funny because, you know, I didn't really know Dylan before he came to the team, but I mean, he's one of the best teammates, man. He's one of the best teammates to take the floor with. You know, I enjoy being his teammate, and what he brings for us to this team is important. And, you know, we're missing him out there right now, but he'll be back real soon.
What have you seen him do on the floor with some of his antics? You're like, damn, I'm glad this dude on my team and not the other way around.
I mean, he just doesn't take plays off, man. I mean, he's full throttle at all times. Like, he's locked in from when we get there from shoot around till game time, and you know, his work ethic shows in the game. He just brings us that fire, that grit, and we feed off of it for sure.
He doesn't break character. Like, he's a great heel. I'm just, that whole pregame stare down thing, he never breaks.
I think he stole that from me too, by the way, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, but you're
Did he?
You're just so nice. I can't even imagine. Just kidding. He's not that nice. All right. Earlier in the season, you were ejected from a game for, quote, an overt gesture, and you questioned the integrity of the ref. We are huge fans of overt gestures here. So what was it, and what did you say to the ref? Statute of limitations is up. You're safe.
I think, man, so many games. I gotta even think back.
Many games.
Honestly, I think I literally wasn't even talking to her. But I said it's like we playing 8-on-5 out here. That got me out of here.
Yeah, that'll get you.
Oh, that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but anytime you insinuate the
gonna
refs are cheating, they will get so...
They don't like that?
Oh, no, they
So
don't like
sensitive. All right.
Jae'Sean, you went on draft out of Ohio State. You had quite the journey. You played in Belgium. Like, you're one of the great undrafted success stories in the league going right now. For you, what was that like playing abroad? Now you're playing in the NBA. You're a starter. You come off the bench, six-man. Was it a big culture shock for you coming to the States and playing full-time in the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I think throughout my journey, everywhere I've been has been a different style of play. You know, my first year in Belgium, I really felt like I learned how to play the game, you know, really the importance of ball movement, being off the ball, spacing and stuff. And then when I went to Australia, I had the opportunity to be coached by Will Weaver, who also was an assistant coach here with the Rockets a few years ago. And he kind of molded me to be able to play that style when I got to the league. And, you know, I got to play with some great players along the way, some European greats. Andrew Bogut was my teammate over there in Sydney. And then fast forward to now, you know, the last 4 years in Houston, I think my role has changed every year and the position. So it's just been a learning experience. This year has been a learning experience, and you know, I'm just taking it how it goes.
Food items in Belgium that you miss? Any?
Ooh. I gotta say the French fries. People don't know French fries are actually from Belgium.
With the mayonnaise, right?
No,
Yeah,
that's poutine.
yeah, sure.
Whatever.
Yeah,
what they
sure.
call it, poutine?
No, that's
It's not ranch.
Yeah.
It's not. No, and the mayonnaise thing at first you're like, I don't know, but
No,
it's
it's legit
gross.
mayonnaise.
It's gross.
legit.
no, it's not gross,
all right. You gotta try it
Y'all
out.
tripping. Both of y'all tripping.
he's
Go ahead.
telling you. He is telling you. All right, so you had look, James Harden has had quite the roller coaster ride in the league, and you played with him in Houston. It was only 8 games. What an interesting time for you to have to play with James Harden. I don't imagine he was thrilled in those days. Like, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on. Coaches change. You know, some players want to change, and all I can really remember is just like, you know, that was my rookie year. So that first week, everybody caught COVID. You know, I wasn't even expecting to really play like that. You know, coming in, on a non-guarantee, and then half the team caught COVID. So, you know, I went out there. I'm like, yo, I remember the first game was Portland versus us, and you know, him and Dame were just going back and forth at it, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is the real deal. And you know, he definitely was, you know, helpful with me that first year for the 8 games I had, just being able to play with a pro like him. And you know, I wish him nothing but success.
All right, I know y'all had one incident in practice. What happened?
It was just basketball. You know, the second unit was getting up on the first unit. You know, it just got a little competitive, but it was blown way out of proportion. We were cool.
We always tell these stories. Chandler and I, we always say, like, trust me, if y'all really seen what goes on behind the scenes in practices when it gets heated and competitive, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Is it just because
we don't see it? Like with the Jordan Poole Draymond thing, there was a video, but we don't see it usually.
If you don't see, like these things.
There's a story every day that could
it's something happening every day, you know, whether it's personal or whatever.
Player going at a coach, whatever.
Yeah. Let me ask you, you've played next to Boogie Cousins. You have any good Boogie stories? I got a ton of Boogie stories. Here's my guy. You got any good Boogie stories?
I think the funniest story I got with Boogie is we were in the training room one time, and we got this full mirror. We got this like full body mirror, and he walks by it. He double takes. He goes, "What happened to me? I used to look like Giselle." That was like one of the funniest stories that I got of him, because he had the whole training room.
Buddy.
Dying in tears.
Life comes out you fast.
It's very
Life
humbling.
comes at you real fast. Jae'Sean, you've been compared to a few vets. PJ Tucker's one of them. Draymond Green's the other. Do you like these comparisons? What do you think about these?
I definitely think there's some similarities, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm just Jae'Sean Tate. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely things that I try to, you know, take from them and learn from them from afar. You know, I got the opportunity to play with PJ for a year, my first year as well, and man, he was hard. He was hard on me that first year with the low man and how just being in defensive in the right position. So that was a learning point for me. So I definitely do that. I remember how he used to yell at me, and then fast forward, I'm yelling at rookies just like he did. So there's definitely some similarities, but I think we're all different.
It's all cyclical. All right, off the court for a second. Over the summer, you interned, you volunteered at a burger joint through the drive-thru. First of all, why would you want to? I mean, I did the restaurant stuff for a long time. People are mean. Did you like it?
I'm not gonna lie, they was giving me a hard time. One dude wanted a Coke, then he wanted ice, and then he wanted ice and Coke in different cups.
Oh, God.
Line was long. I wasn't there too long, man. It was a humbling experience. But, you know, shout out to Bun B. He has a great establishment going, man, and the burgers are actually terrific.
I'm going to go out on the limb and say, me and JT are probably the only two people in this conversation that has had Trill Burger.
Trill Burger,
No,
yeah.
you've had Trill Burger.
Shut up, Chandler.
Wait, is that the
Michelle
same one
doesn't
that
know
James
what
Harden was
trail
having,
means.
like, he had a bunch of burgers in his hand? Was that the same one?
Hey, man.
I'm asking.
He's genuinely asking. You're his
You guys
source.
remember that video? I went a little off topic here.
Is it a good burger?
It's actually
Is it a
good
smash
burger.
burger?
It's like a smash
Yeah,
burger.
like I'm rolling.
It's
Oh, I don't
an
hate
actually
that.
good burger. Shout out to
They
Bun.
got a vegan burger as well.
See?
So if you don't,
No, thanks.
you know.
No, Chandler said no thanks.
I'm out.
Okay, fair enough. You're very much involved in the community. You've got Christmas for Kids, a basketball clinic for special needs kids, local coffee, which we could use right now. Why? Where does all that passion come from?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Houston is like the first, you know, team to give me an opportunity, and this has been my home here for the past 5 years, and the community has shown nothing but love to me, and you know, I've been blessed where I am, and you know, where I come from is it's always good to, you know, be involved and give back. So like I said, I got blessed to meet some really good people through coffee. David brewer who owns Blacksmith Coffee, is one of the best baristas in the city. So if y'all ever go to Houston, you want to check that out. He put me in contact with a guy named Remy Youssef, who runs the Ninth Wonder Foundation. Like you said, is a foundation that helps kids on the spectrum play basketball, have clinics and stuff like that. But also through just networking, I met a girl named Lily. Lily DeBow, I just want to get her name right. A 14-year-old girl who has a warehouse full of toys that she just gives out to the community. Wow. And she's been doing this for a few years now, and it's grown every year. And this Christmas was a very great experience where we had a couple families come in and give them some Rockets gear, and they got to pick out. I mean,
awesome.
They had so many toys that, I kind of felt bad for their mom. I'm like, I told them they got to pick up these toys when they go home.
Too many toys now.
That's
awesome.
So many toys. But it's just been a great experience for me being in this city, and I love the city, and when you give it love, it'll love you back. So.
You got that, Jae'Sean. I got drafted there in 2011, and some of my best relationships are still the people I've met from the courtside, sitting courtside, or these galas. So you nailed it. That city in particular, for me, you show love, you do things that you're doing in the community, and they're gonna love you always, bro. So keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So Jae'Sean, everyone has a welcome to the NBA moment.
Oh.
I need to hear yours. Besides the Boogie Cousins moment, maybe that was
cute.
interesting in your own NBA moment, but for you specifically.
I got a good one. I can't remember which Morris twin it was.
Oh gosh.
I gotta go back and look.
Never a good start.
I think it was the Lakers. It was the Lakers. And Boogie Cousins is actually in this story as well. But I'm a Big Ten guy. So, when guys cut, you're supposed to chuck them, you know what I'm saying? So guys are going in the lane, I'm chucking them, to stop the cut. Man, I must have chucked the wrong person.
Yeah, I know.
I'm dang there behind the basket. But
I know keepers at him.
yeah, it was that was definitely one of my welcome to the league moments. But Boogie had my follow up, and I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, I asked him after the game, he's like, yo, you can't be doing that out here. Like, like, we don't do that up here. So that's definitely was my first one. Sure.
I love that everyone has a story. It's so good. Jae'Sean, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Good luck the rest of the way. Stay warm up there. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Good luck
me
the rest of the way, bro.
Lou, you want to apologize to Shams? He was right.
Shams was right.
Yep, Shams was right.
Same burger.
Same burger.
Picture, yeah.
That's the burger in the picture. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, that man has a family.
Run it up, then run it back, run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up, then run it back,
Oh, it is that time. That man has a family. First up, Jalen on Jalen crime.
Oh, I thought I was gonna go the other way.
Yeah.
You did, didn't you? Wrong.
Jalen Smith.
Jalen
come on.
Smith with the goggles.
Top 10 pick, right, Shams? In the starting lineup.
Playing well.
Come on.
Yeah, he saw
Shams
that.
is not impressed, and I respect you for that, Shams.
Gotta be honest, we saw this going the other way, though.
How about the Ibu Baji block on Randall?
How about the Ibu Baji?
How about the Ibu Baji?
Like
He
this.
was 7-1, 7-2.
Ibu.
That's fun.
Baji.
I mean,
I feel like Randall didn't jump very high, though, here either.
Yeah, that was like a
That was a weak takeoff.
Maybe he just didn't know that he needed to at that point. Now he knows.
Good block.
Oh, Rudy.
Shoot, you got some names in
Chumo
there.
Okeke.
This one,
Chumo Okeke.
this is a nice
man.
little dunk right here.
He's got
Oh, and one.
Okay.
Banged on him.
Chuma
Dang,
Okeke.
Dono.
Chuma
These names are
Okeke.
It's
outrageous.
OKK,
Shout out to Chuma.
which is more fun to say than Okeke.
OKK. You see your boy.
He spent a lot of time working out in Atlanta.
Good.
Demonis Sabonis.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Hey, Shams, I know you had
spin
the
cycle.
news yesterday about the show that's like quarterbacks with the 5 players. Are we going to get real access? Because Demonis Sabonis is one, right?
Yeah, no.
We're gonna get good stuff?
It will. I mean, I heard there's taping's already begun. Really immersive LeBron James, Jae'Sean Tatum.
I want scandal.
DeMontis
like it.
Sabonis,
I enjoyed
Anthony
the quarterback
Edwards.
one.
I'm in. I'm
players.
obsessed with like the
LeBron
minute
James.
details. Like, what do you eat for breakfast?
I'd
here, Mo.
Oh my.
Come here, Mo.
Oh no, Mo.
You better
I'm
take
mostly
a
excited to see Anthony
Ooh.
Edwards. Like, I
Well,
want
yeah,
to
like, what's
see
it-
him
well-
behind the scenes.
You better
Well,
take
Day to
he's
day,
constructing
game
the-
day, personal life.
Want cameras in every room.
How personal?
Personal as Netflix wants it to be.
Is that Mo Wagner?
Mo Wagner.
Got it.
Don't try to. Not
I
today.
tried.
Not today.
This was a nasty dunk, too.
Jonathan Kuminga on just all the Pelicans.
Jonathan Kuminga had a couple nice
God.
dunks.
On Pelicans
On
is
Pelicans.
wild.
You know what? They got the last lap though. So
Did Zeller actually think he's
More
gonna block?
goggles.
Look at Zeller. Look how high he gets off the ground.
I didn't know you were into goggles, Lou. That's your
You
thing.
kidding me? Horace Grant back
I'm
then?
more surprised I've seen 2 pair in 5 clips.
In what exactly?
With no injuries either, just actual vision problems.
Jordan Wara.
Oh,
Nawara.
No, it's not Nawara.
I know. Oh,
That's why you can't
that's
vote.
a headband. I thought that was another set
My
of
voice
goggles.
changes when I heard.
I don't think we were familiar with this game here.
Now we know.
You didn't let him go middle.
Yeah. So you,
Didn't matter.
you're good on tape.
Yeah,
supposed
you're
to
good
sit
on
down.
film.
That's not.
Gafford's got to get outside the line there.
I do like this one.
Yeah, he got himself dunked.
Fun.
The slow mo is
Gotta
fantastic.
meet him
Timberwolves Celtics
meet him
that
at
game.
the dots.
All right, so this one didn't have Gobert, Conley, or Porzingis. They were all out. Boston beats Minnesota. It did take overtime to do it. They're 18-0 at home. Jae'Sean Tatum tying his season high with 45 points. 26 of those came in the fourth and overtime. Anthony Edwards with 29. Whew. Jae'Sean Tatum, I mean, that 12 of the 16 points that they had in overtime were from him.
Yeah,
Statement making?
Yeah, for sure. And he's the best player on the floor pretty much every single night they play. So this is what he has to do. 45 points, taking over overtime. He did miss the game winner in regulation there, and he didn't let that bother him. He didn't hang his head. He came out, and he dominated the overtime. But I'll tell you this, the Timberwolves, there's no real moral victories. They looked really good last night. Without their 2 vets, and Kyle Anderson came up huge in that fourth quarter, making big play after play. Alexander Walker hit some big shots. Naz Reid. Their role players seem to know their role. They fit in. They really play well. I thought it was a little bit of fool's gold early, but no, I think they're going to stick.
Do you, is this the best you've seen Tatum?
In that fourth quarter, yeah.
But like as far as his game and his career looking, does it seem like he's comfortable the most right now?
Yeah, I think we've gotten to a point where he's a household name. He's arrived. He's superstar level, and he knows that. But just a sample size. That game last night, down the stretch where plays were needed going into overtime, they needed every single thing that he brought to the table. And so for him to step up, have 26 points in the fourth quarter in a 5-minute overtime, big time stuff from JT.
Earlier in the week, he talked about that he might not win an MVP or he doesn't look for that specific praise anymore. It was more about a title. I mean, that's what you want to hear, right?
I mean, it's hard to focus on individual awards. The season is so long. You're talking about a 6 to 7 month season. So that's a lot of time to be worried about yourself and trying to worry. And not only that, you can't really. You can't focus on everything because you can't control what Joel Embiid is doing. You can't control what Nikola Jokic is doing or all of these other guys that are going to be in contention for this MVP run. And the only thing you can focus on is how well your team is going to play and what's going to be ahead for you guys as a unit. And so I'm buying this, for lack of a better word. I'm buying that this is the truth because it's just hard to focus on that for so long.
Yeah, like Lou said, more games like this, these big exploding games on national TV, like these are the games that kind of get those votes. And so he's going to win an MVP at some point.
Right.
He's too good. His team's too good. They're going to win a lot of games. So I respect what he's saying, but like Lou said, you just play your game.
It's just a bonus if you get that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But a title.
Can you imagine how stressed out you'll be if you're playing your ass off and then you look up and Joel Embiid got 8 straight triple doubles?
Yeah, it's like you can't worry about that.
Or
will
you're
stress you out.
comparing what Joker did the night before, you're trying to top that the next night. That doesn't matter. Just
That sounds
play and win.
Brad Stevens recently said that they still need a big wing, but that they haven't ruled out that could come from internally. Are we expecting movement from them trade deadline?
I mean, we've talked about on the show, they want to go get some bench depth. They have a few picks to play with. They traded away a couple picks to get Drew Holiday, but they still have draft picks left. They also have 2 big trade exceptions. They have a $2 million trade exception. That's a smaller player. But they also have a $6 million trade exception. So they're active in the marketplace. They don't have – the problem with them is they have on the bench Al Horford and they have Peyton Pritchard. And they want to keep those guys. Those are really their only main salaries they can trade. Everyone else is at minimums. And so it's hard to cobble, 3-4 minimums together to go get a player. So I think they'll be active. Now, will they add someone? They're top 6-7. I mean, they're as good as anyone in the league.
Yeah, a big wing. They have 2 of the best big wings in the NBA. Brown and Tatum. I think they need like a scoring guard off the bench. Go get a Jordan Clarkson.
I even take another big.
Yeah, or a big
just
that
give
can
me some
stretch
security,
the floor, shoot, and another 5-6 fouls. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think they need. I'd rather them go and get though a Malik Monk, a Jordan Clarkson, someone like that where you can go and get busy. And
Malik Monk is not moving.
No, shouldn't.
Somebody like
but
that.
somebody like
somebody
that
like
can relieve some pressure off these guys. Because again, we talk Hauser can shoot the ball, Pritchard's solid, Horford's solid, but like their issue is their depth. So get one more guy that can go put the ball in the basket.
Anthony Edwards, by the way, 0 points in overtime, went 0 for 3, had 2 turnovers. What do you learn from a night like that?
It's just a tough outing in overtime. He had a good game leading up to this. He had some big shots in the fourth. Like I said, they made some huge plays where they were in position to win this game. And I think everybody stepped up last night, and they had themselves in positions. They just had a couple lapses. Tatum took over in that overtime. This game shouldn't even have went to overtime, honestly. But this is something Anthony Edwards, he's going to have some big games. He's going to have some bad games. He could have done better here. Towns actually stepped up last night, hit some huge, long threes. But, again, there's no moral victories, but this team looked really good. To go into Boston and have a chance to win without your starting center and your starting point guard, it's pretty impressive.
That's something.
Yeah.
Something to hang your hat on. But don't look now. The Thunder are coming. They played Miami last night. They beat them by 8. They are 25-11 now, just a half game behind the T-Wolves. SGA with 28-8. Chet, 23-9. He had 3 blocks. Bam contributing 25-11 for the Heat. They're a half game behind them. So, better record come end of the season. Who do you think it will be? Minnesota? Oh, Oklahoma City.
I think Thunder. I think their youth is an advantage. When you have such a long season and back-to-backs and all this load management stuff, they don't have to worry about that. These kids, they showed the screen last night. They have like 8 or 9 guys that are 25. Shea is the oldest. He's 25 years old. It's ridiculous.
Insanity.
They're the second youngest team with the 3rd best record. What more do you want? It's insane. I think they're going to continue to go. Again, the league, their energy, they're young. They're not going to sit on back-to-backs. They have everything you want, and they have probably the most trade value and assets that you can possibly have. So they couldn't be in a better situation. The fact that they are the 2nd youngest team outside of San Antonio and have a chance to finish first is unheard of.
Are we buying? Feels too good to be true.
No, every time I watch the OKC Thunder play or I see their highlights, it's always a backdoor clip. You notice that, Chandler? It's always somebody cutting backdoor, and that is a youthful thing. You don't see a lot of vets cutting backdoor. They got a lot of young guys that play extremely hard, and they have the talent to do it. That gives them the advantage over a lot of teams for years to come, and this team is going to be a scary, scary out. Now, are they a title contender? Not yet. I think you add some veteran leadership in there, or you just stay patient. You allow these guys to grow together for another 2 or 3 years and see what comes of it. But they're going to be a scary out for a lot of teams.
Their coach is even young.
Everyone is young.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
What is he, like 30?
He's 38, I think.
Yeah.
He's 34 when he got the job.
I want to change course here because Chandler and I, we have a history of talking crap about small market teams. OKC is a great place to play. OKC is a great place to play basketball. It's a great place.
I would rather get traded there than Golden State in a heartbeat right now. Are you kidding me? This team is fun. This team is excited. I will thug out those 6 months of season to live in LA in the offseason to go play with this car.
No, we need a full compliment. Not a half-ass compliment.
Can you try
no
to
half-ass compliments.
keep it
Give
real?
them their compliment.
They're really, really good, and I would like to sign there if I was
That must have hurt you so badly. Look, we love a big 3. SGA, Chet, and Jalen Williams last night had 70 of the Thunder's 128. I mean, is this something you could build around?
Absolutely, absolutely. Great pieces, great pieces. If I'm OKC and I'm this fan base, I'm excited. I'm ready for the playoffs to get started just to see what we can do. There's no pressure on this team to be a title contender. There's no pressure on those guys to beat anybody at this point. They're young, they're growing, they're getting to the point where they're being. There's your backdoor clip where they're being respected, and so I think they're playing with house money. They're in a good spot.
Look, they've mentioned it. They could not be in a better position. They have so much draft capital that they've been working on for years. What can we expect? Anything this season?
They have dozens and dozens of first-round picks, second-round
Dozens and
picks,
dozens.
swaps.
Dozens and dozens.
They're loaded, but they're focused on this team. They're focused on this roster. This team hasn't even made a full playoff run yet. They made it to the play-in last year. They haven't been in the playoffs yet. You want to see what your group has. And when I talk to teams around the league, they don't get any sense of urgency from the Thunder. Why? It's a question I got around the league. Why would the Thunder make a move? They're already number 2 in the West. They're competing for number 1 in the West. They don't need to make moves. They've got their core already set. They've got their 5 guys. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey. Then off the bench, Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams, Jalen Williams, Kaysen Wallace. This team is 8-9 players deep. It's like, all right, you're going to go trade for who? And who?
You're right.
Who's that player going to replace?
Also, I'm over the whole Jet for Rookie of the Year. This dude is all NBA this year.
Oh,
He's running away with that.
Oh.
This guy's averaging 18, 7.5, shooting 55% from the field, 40 from the 3. If they finish first,
he's different.
He's unbelievable.
I mean,
he plays defense, he blocks shots, he alters the game.
Well, that's what happens when you have a whole year to work out with the team before you become a rookie.
That is a whole other argument.
Called
If they finish first or second,
the shade here is. I need to.
She can't give a compliment either.
I don't like giving compliments.
Her guy's been a pro for years.
Oh, stop it.
Her guy's been a pro
European,
for years.
it's
My
different.
point is, if they finish first or second, this cat is not only Rookie of the Year, he is all NBA, which is unbelievable.
He is scary, actually.
He's fantastic.
But did he have a triple-double last night?
Oh God.
No.
Was
Somebody
he in
did.
a dog fight with the Detroit Pistons?
Shut up. We'll get to Wemby. We'll take a quick break when Run It Back returns. Dog fights.
They only count as a double-double because it was against Detroit.
I don't even know what the score of that game was. I just know that's
Doesn't matter. They didn't
Run it up, run it back, run it up.
We got to mention it. It happened. Wemby, first triple-double of his career. Probably going to be a lot more.
Yes.
16, 12, and 10, 21 minutes. Boom. What now?
Well, the most impressive part was
21 minutes.
That's
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, that is impressive.
Is it really over, this Rookie of the Year thing, or is there a chance?
Zero chance.
Zero chance? That
He wins
seems
Rookie of the Year?
extreme. Yeah.
I think
Not
there's
with 5
0% chance. Yeah, I think maybe if Chet got hurt right now and missed the rest of the season, then sure. But that's literally the only way.
That just seems unfair to me.
Wemby's numbers
Should have
are pretty
2
crazy.
rookies.
They have six
In, like,
wins, and
minimal minutes.
we're talking about the best team in the West against arguably the worst team in the West.
But he's like his second year, really. You know what? We're going to argue this.
This
until the
guy's been
award
playing
comes
against
out.
pros since he was 12. That's more of a cheat
That
code
does
than
not
being a
matter. It
second-year
wasn't
rookie.
in the
That
NBA.
matters.
He wasn't on the facility. He wasn't practicing with everyone.
It's like playing varsity in elementary school.
Yeah, not fair, Michelle.
You guys are anti-American. I mean, anti-European.
Yeah,
Where are you?
Wait, what?
No, you're very American. We have Celtics-Bucks tonight. We just want to pick a winner. I mean,
I would love to see, first of all, everybody play on Boston tonight.
Yes,
An overtime game, back-to-back. And Tatum, you want MVP? Well, he says he doesn't want MVP, but I think you want MVP. Go and play tonight, national TV, and bust Giannis's ass and get the win and really show the world you're the MVP.
That's a
this
good
year.
game.
But that being said, I got the Bucks.
What?
Because I don't think everyone's going to play. I don't think he's going to listen
all
to
of
me.
that?
What? I think the Bucks win, right?
I'm gonna stay with the Celtics. I like the Celtics. I'm just a Celtics
Drew
fan.
Holiday return game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now there's a tidbit.
My
See,
Sean's
now
is
it's
here.
interesting.
That makes
That
me
may get me
sway
in
a
front
little
of a
bit
TV
towards
tonight.
Boston.
Or Boston.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
You don't think Dame is a little bit more amped up?
I think Boston loses.
Okay,
Final
so wow.
answer. Final answer.
Milwaukee.
And I don't
Boston.
think everyone plays overtime game back to back.
I don't think they do either, which will be disappointing. But maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised.
We want
That's gonna do
everybody
it
in the game.
for us on a Thursday.
Because we will be watching.
We will be watching. We will also be back on Monday. Have a great rest of your week.
Run it back, run it up, 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 and run it back, run it up.